How's it going, everyone? I want to talk about MLGO. This one was requested a lot, and I want to go over the chart. And this is the classic pattern that I'm looking for momentum stocks. And the way to see if it's a very strong momentum stock is not really by percentages. Like for example, this stock went from in one day, it went from here to here, making 143%. But what I can really tell you guys, if you have my settings and if you're in my Discord, you have my chart, right? And if you're not, the link's down below to join for literally just to get started is $6 a month or $12 a month for every service. But what we're looking at is price has went above this EMA 50, right? And it came back down below it, but we also had price pierce this upper band. And so this is what I'm seeing a lot, and it's one of my highest ways to play momentum stocks is wait for price to touch it, which it did, and this is usually a sell-off. Can it go higher? Absolutely. This doesn't mean, oh, it's an easy short and you can make money. It just means like, this is a sell zone, and this is oftentimes the settings where I see algos take the stock down. A lot of times I see this touch, and then it goes a little higher, and then it plummets. But a lot of the times, if you look at the stock, what has it done before and all that, but if you can see this red band getting touched, it clearly pierced it, and then it gets sold off. Let me look at the prior times, and you got to understand is MLGO has been in a downtrend, and you can just see that by simply looking at where is the EMAs, right? All the EMAs are acting as resistance. You had the 5, 10, and 20 above price, and then obviously this 50 is way up here. But price will revert back to the EMAs. No matter what price does, it will. This is the last time MLGO has pumped. Now remember, it's good to see this because we can kind of adjust to what usually happens, right? So MLGO pumps and makes this massive move up. What I like to look for is the rebounds of those EMAs, right? So if we had this massive move up, we know price, this is in balance, okay? It has to come back down. It will, and we just don't know the timing. Like, could it be up here? Could be it's somewhere in this area is going to come down. So then we come all the way back down, and where do we go back to? These EMAs. So you can make your areas of interest all throughout here. It could easily bounce on this 5 and make that next leg up. It could be the 10 or the 20. We don't know, but as you can see, all throughout here is areas of interest. From this 10 here to this here was a 60% gain. So it's just nice to see, okay, yeah, that's actually a really nice gain. Like, so your areas of interest were here and here you add. But my thing I want to say is once you buy an area of interest, you don't go back to it. So if you buy it here, and then it goes a little farther down, then you buy it here. So you have two ads here, and then it goes all the way up. But then if it comes back to the 10, you don't buy the 10, okay? I notice with stocks that don't take an uptrend long, they usually come to those areas of interest and breaks the new one. So yeah, you make 5, 10, 20, and 50 all in here. This 20 and 50 was your best one, as that because you have two confluence of buy areas. So right in here, you have this nice pump up. You come here, you make a move up, make it 19%. I don't think this is done as it consolidates, and this was your next big move. Massive 288% and keeps going up. So I'm trying to predict this one right here. We knew price is going to revert to the EMAs, okay? So price always, when price goes away from them, they come up to it. You see how price moves in waves, and this is a whole new discussion for my trend reversal strategy. But since we've already hit the EMAs for the trend reversal, and then you can see we're making a mini uptrend as you see this EMA 20 is crossing the 10 and it's starting to act as the bottom, and then EMA 5 is the top compared to EMA 5 at the bottom. Now EMA 5 is at the top. So what I like to do is I like to look for the areas of interest. Since they're all so close together, I'm going to buy initially at this 5 and then I'm going to buy more at the 20. So essentially you have this as a buy zone all throughout here, right? This is your buy zone. So, and it kind of correlates to, yeah, if price goes back down to this area too, it makes sense why this should be strong support, right? These two candles here, you have a breakout, come back, testing support. And that's the easiest way to find those support resistances. One, do you, first of all, to make any momentum trade, you need to see how big was the momentum. Did you touch this ATR4? And that's this top Keltner channel. And if you did, then you wait for a pullback. Don't just instantly buy. A lot of people, they get over into the hype. I see it so many times. They will have bizarre averages just for, the stock to go up massive. I mean, this thing went up over 100% just to go down 7%. So, and that really just, you your mind can't comprehend, like, how can you be up over 160% and then how can the stock be down 7%, and how would that not be a buy? Back in the day, I would think like that. I would think in percentages and not actually areas of interest. So when and then when you look at this, you're like, oh, it's down 7%, I'll buy it, and then it goes down even more. So this has potential, in my opinion, to, from here to here to the EMA 5 is another 13% drop, to the 20 is a 22% drop. I think this is a nice buy area or bounce idea in these areas. And I've been doing so much back tests that I'd like to include many things together. And when you see this pattern happen over and over again, you'll see, like, at least 8 out of 10 times this works a lot. So the main thing is set up your chart like mine. You have to have strong momentum. If it's just something like this where you get this big candle here, it's 62%, right? It seems kind of massive, but there's nowhere in here where you're touching the upper Keltner channel. This is where this comes in, because if you look at the last example, when the last time this pumped, right? We don't want just something like this where it just goes up, because the EMA 20 acts as resistance. When price hits this, it usually goes under it. Well, this is the first time where we're seeing the EMA 20 act as support, where it's becoming the bottom band. And I think we get a pattern like this. It doesn't have to be exact, but you get a pattern like this where you had this massive move up, you come back to the 5 to 10, and you make a 60% gain right up in here, and then you come back again and you make your 20%, and then you're back again, and you see how you keep rinsing and repeating, and then this was your final move, right? This was your massive move. And then look at it, even with this right here, the pattern repeats. You come back to the 5, you make your big move, 120%. Well, you don't play that 5 again. Remember, that's my rule. You only play each level one time. Well, then you come back to the 10. Guess what happens? From here at the 10 to here was your 18%. Now, you might ask, well, where do we even take profit? What's that area looking like? Where do we begin with that? Well, for me personally, I always take profit at 10%, because we don't know if the bounce idea, I'm not suspecting new highs. It could. I've seen it so many times, but I'm also very conservative, because I know algos look at these areas, and if it gives me that bounce idea, we don't know what percentage we're going to get. So it's more like, if you see gains, you take gains. Nobody knows exactly where it could potentially go. We just know if you're up, you have to secure those gains. So for me personally, to make this even worth it, it has to be at least a 10%. So if I have 1,000 shares and I'm up 10%, I'm going to take off 900 shares. The easiest way to do it is hold only 10% for more gains. So that way, if it does decide to make new highs, I'm not sitting on my thumbs and be like, yeah, I caught the bottom, but now I have no shares. So I will just sell the 900 shares, and then if it comes, and then I put a stop loss at my break even. So no matter what, I win my 900 shares win no matter what, and I lock in the gain. I will not be mad if it comes back to my average. It doesn't matter. I made the money, and I'm willing to take the risk of those 10% in my shares, which is 100, just to get even more than 10% gain. And then I just trail and stop it. Once I'm up 30%, then I'm going to put my stop loss at 10%. And that's how I do it. But I hope this video serves you well, guys. This is MLGO. I think this is going to be a great buy setup. I think if you were patient and you're waiting for this, your first buy is going to be the EMA 5. Make sure you track it. I can't give you an exact price. The current price is 324, but you can see it moves up each day as it's uptrending. When we're in a downtrend, the EMA 5 moves down. So the markets know this is the start of an early uptrend. And if you want to play these smaller cap stocks, you got to find the uptrend early. You let the bounce big move happen. It's impossible to predict the big move. Let it come back down to those confluence areas, those areas of interest, which are your EMA 5, 10, and the 20. And then that you take your bounce idea from there. You take the 10%, and then that's all you need, and then hold some for more than that. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, I do also have a Discord that you can join. I think you guys are going to love it. Click the link down below in the YouTube comments below, and in the description, it'll say join the premium Discord for my alerts system. And what you all have to do is just hit that. It'll take you to the free chat landing page. And then if you want to subscribe, just hit day trade alerts. And basically what this does is every channel here is locked, but if you pay the $12 a month, you access the day trades, swing trades, live streams, community, and the education videos here. Swing trading education videos, which is here. And the most important one is going to be the swing trading video here, which sets up your chart. But yeah, for only 12 bucks a month, if you subscribe, I do recommend doing it on your computer to avoid the iOS fee. And you can see the server shop here, the 2 memberships. You will only pay this amount if you do it on computer. If you do it on your app, they charge a Discord iOS fee, which goes a little more. And if you have an Android, you have to do it on your computer to avoid they're having issues. So you'll have to do it on your Android computer if you have an Android, or just use your phone's browser. But this video's purpose is just to talk about MLGO and my game plan. I don't want to make it like a signal thing. We were like, I want to just alert everything, and I do that in the Discord. I alert exactly what I'm looking to get in, get out. My day trades is obviously my favorite because I can make money every day, and I can show you a very cool strategy on selling credit spreads. And that's why I think, give the day and swing trading plus a try. Your name will be in gold, and it's very affordable. But yeah, I'm looking at this. I think this is a great area of interest, guys. I see this happen a lot. Like I said, 8 out of 10 times this works, this strategy, and you make massive money. And then you might say, well, what if it don't work? Well, then your stop loss is going to be just like under these EMAs. So for me, in my opinion, if we break through this lower wick here, my stop loss will be right here. So or just just judge it. Usually I do 10% stop loss below these lower EMAs, so it just really is up to you. Just save some powder to accumulate to the next EMA. If it could easily just bounce on the 5, and that'll be the big bounce. I've seen that happen so many times, but just have a plan B if it goes to the next one. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Happy trading, and I'll see you in the future videos. And if you want to join the Discord, like I said, it's the cheapest one out there that's going to give you the best knowledge with the over 90% win ratio. All right, happy trading.